or the assembly area is the sports arena between the office building and the lab. All right, as is customary, we'll have a quick safety moment and a quality moment. The safety moment today is basically, since we're starting off a new stage of our work here in Hyderabad, we need to reiterate and practice and imbibe our safety behaviors. So our safety behavior is intended to ensure that we have zero incidents, both in the office as well as in the lab, and not just in the office and the lab, but also in our daily life. If we develop those habits at office, it's highly likely that we'll implement the same thing in our daily life, and that's what we want. So our destination zero behaviors per se are three. It's a three-step approach that we follow. The first step would be to prevent. Obviously, that's what we've always learned. Prevention is better than cure. So rather than wait for something to happen, let's develop processes, best practice, a culture where we prevent any such issues, any mishaps. So prevention is the first step. We also have report. So I think that is something that we have to practice more, something that we sometimes hesitate to do. We need to always remember that if we report, it ends up resulting in improving those practices and processes, and obviously there's always scope for improvement. So never fear retaliation, never fear what somebody will think, but make sure if something has happened, a near-miss incident or something of such, make sure that's reported to the authorities so that they do something about it. And the last step would be to intervene. If you see something that's not right, if you see something that's unsafe, whether it's something in the office, a loose cable, something that somebody could trip over, or a lift object, risk in the lab, anything that you see that you think is unsafe, don't wait. Call it out right then and there, stop whatever's happening and fix it. Be the change. So that's the safety moment. The quality moment is regarding zero defect. I think that's what we always aim for, since we're predominantly an engineering hub over here. In all our tasks, we always aim for zero defects, and there's a reason for that. We don't go for what we call AQL, which is an acceptable quality, and the reason for that is if we can achieve it once, why not every day? And that's the attitude we need to develop. A very good example would be when we receive certain services as a customer. If we're buying a new car or if we go to the doctor, chances is we're not going to give any leeway, right? A minor dent and we're going to give the product back. The doctor charges us a bit more and we're going to question it. So why not have the same expectations from ourselves? So that's the culture we need to develop, and whether it's accepting products from the vendor or whether it's our own task that we're foolproofing, always aim for zero defect. All right, I would now like to invite Brad, David, and Sanjeev to take the stage. And Sanjeev, if you could. I'll now invite Sanjeev to say a few words, and then the other guest speakers will take over from there.
Thanks, Gary. So, very good morning to all of you. First, I would like to congratulate all of you. As Gary said, this is a very important occasion, and this is a proud moment. We have achieved a milestone. I would like to welcome Brad, David, and all the guests from Legacy Technique, FMC guests from overseas, and thank you for coming and gracing this inauguration function. So it's a pleasure to have all of you here. It was a dream of more than 3 years back that we have thought of consolidating all our facilities. We started our operations, as you know, in 2009 with a small office. As we grew, we started expanding, and we started going to the different locations in Hyderabad to accommodate the expansion. So then we thought it is important to think differently, to make sure that we have to consolidate the place bigger, better, all under one roof, that would enable us for the more organic growth, more possibly vertical integration, and all under one roof enhances the greater collaboration, and it brings this sense of togetherness. So that's how we ended up coming to this campus. A lot of people have worked from the concept stage to bringing this campus to this stage. I recognize their efforts in this, and I also congratulate them. We have many success stories to share with. Just to start with, very recent, our test laboratory got recertified with IMS, which is Quality Environment and Safety Management Systems, for the new location just last week, last Friday. We developed many engineering developments for the R&D types of jobs, as well as the sales out projects, and also the shop support, the field service support as the need may be. To name some, we developed the tie-back connectors for anodor course and anodor feed, KLV 16 development, wellhead system and completion system for Total K4Z, metallic and non-metallic seals design, analysis and testing, and the testing of the Taurus 3, Taurus 4 and speed lock connectors, and many more. We have gained decent expertise on the various aspects of engineering like product design, finite element analysis, product documentation, qualification testing, and services including subsea services and reliability, and the ATS work and the MRB work. So what we want to do from this campus going forward? We want to add high value to the organization in a more organized and specific ways. We want to utilize the full potential and talent of our engineers. We wish to make as well as follow the long-term and the short-term strategies for active collaboration with our internal as well as external customers. So what is needed to achieve this? We need to focus on identified areas to get higher exposure, competency development, and end-to-end solutions from Hyderabad. So how can we get there? A strategic vision and plan with flawless implementation from us as well as from all of our stakeholders is important. With focused approach and planned activities, I'm sure we will achieve greater heights. So with this note, I request David to speak on his thoughts and broader vision for the organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Good morning, everybody. Today is a really happy day for me, and it's a really, hopefully, a really happy day for everyone here. This campus, I know most of you have seen it already, or guests haven't yet seen it, but it's something that really does set the standard and new office environment for Technip FMC. And so hopefully, once we do the tour later on, we'll see a lot of nodding of heads and acknowledgement. But for me, this is a recognition for the organisation in Hyderabad, a recognition of your capabilities, your achievements to date, and really recognition of the potential of what we can do in India in the future. So I want to just ask everyone to give yourselves a round of applause and congratulations. So this morning I just want to spend a few minutes, first of all, reflecting on the past 7 or 8 years now in Hyderabad, and then talk a little bit about the future plans now that we're a new company, how we're going to manage the engineering centres for the new company. Brad and I were kind of proud to be involved in the original setting up of the office here in Hyderabad. One of the things that sticks in my mind when I reflect back to the early days was we recognised that in order to build a successful engineering team in a remote location, we had to figure out how do we get our engineers to have hands-on experience. We did a great job of hiring the best talent in India from the best universities. But how do we add to that academic knowledge with some good hands-on practical experience? So one of the ideas in the early days was we didn't have a test facility. What could we do? One of the ideas was let's buy a little car and have a team of engineers work on that car and take it apart bit by bit and document what's involved in taking it apart. And also through that exercise, learning what each component on that part does as a part of that car. And then the tricky bit, document how to put it back together again. And for me, that was, the guys wrote a report. The first team wrote a really good user manual on how to disassemble and reassemble the car, and successfully managed to put it together again with no leftover parts, and the car started the first time. And for me, that was a kind of great recognition of the talented individuals we have in Hyderabad, and a great idea, a great level of ingenuity to think of, okay, we don't have a test facility, we don't have a manufacturing facility, what can we do? And that for me kind of indicated the start of the bright future for India. Later years, obviously, we decided to invest in a test facility, and again, now we have a brand new, much larger, state-of-the-art facility right next door to our engineering office. So this is a great opportunity for all of you, each and every one of you, to wander out there when you have some free time and see what's going on and learn about the products that make Technique FMC successful. But this new campus has an office. It has lots of room for future growth. It has some really cool collaboration areas. A cafeteria, which you can see today. There's a gym behind the curtain there. There's some sports facilities outdoors, and of course the test facility. So we've built the capabilities for the future, and we really do believe that there is a bright future across the Hyderabad office and the organisation. So having said all that, wasn't part of our original plan when we built this campus, was that we would merge with Technique. So now we have a much bigger and more capable organisation, and a much bigger presence in India. We now have over 2,500 engineering staff in India, over 4 different locations. That's incredible. All of a sudden we become very significant as an organisation. So first of all, I'd like to thank all of our colleagues and friends, our guests who visited today. Really appreciate you investing the time, taking the time out of your busy schedules to come and celebrate with us, so thank you very much for that. But one of the other reasons these gentlemen and ladies are here is to start some discussions on what the future of India means for Technique FMC. So Chris owns some of the engineering centres. We have our 3 COOs from the other engineering centres, and we have Balban from our engineering centre in Chennai. So we have or the majority of our engineering centre leadership here. And over the next day or so, we'll start the conversations about how do we use the talent and the expertise we've developed in India to better support and better service the larger Technique organisation. I was fortunate enough to attend a leadership team meeting with Doug Ferder here and the executive team last week, and Doug spoke about being Technique FMC has all of a sudden projected us into the major leagues. So we've been promoted to the Premiership. We are now a very significant company in the world of oil and gas. And so there was a message from Doug that we all need to, we need to step up and play in the major leagues. So his message was one of change. We need to focus on our people, we need to continue to develop talent. But individually, you need to focus on what do you need to do to contribute to the success of our new company. I'm extremely happy to be standing in front of a very large group of talented individuals. Each of you have been selected based on your individual skills, your ability to work in teams, your behaviours and your commitment to succeed. So the office at the campus is one thing, but really the main reason for success, the main focus for success is you and your own self-development going forward. So hopefully everyone is very proud of being part of this team. Everyone's very excited by this new campus, and even more excited about the future ahead of us all as this new company. So thank you to each and every one of you for your efforts over the last few years, and particularly your efforts in working to make your new home so attractive and so fun to work in. So thanks everybody, and congratulations once again. I'd now like to hand over to Brad Beitler, our Executive VP for Technology and R&D.
So how do you like the new logo? Good, good. Yeah. First of all, before I get going, I've watched, like Davey, I've watched this grow since 2009, and I was involved. The first 8 Indian engineers came over to Houston, and we spent time with them, and it's grown like maybe one of those little trees we just planted out there. It's grown big. But there's been wonderful leadership here, and I wanted to personally thank Sanjeev in front of everybody here. For your excellent leadership and really for this wonderful campus that you've created, and it's really a tribute to all your capabilities and your hard work and your dedication to what you do. And so I'm proud to be here as a part of this day, this happy day, as you said, David. So I have a few things to talk about, but I'm gonna preface it all with a phrase that Sanjeev used in his opening remarks. It's about thinking differently. This whole idea of an engineering group here in India was thinking differently. The way we've done it all along is we just grew the engineering group in Houston, and we grew it in Aberdeen, we grew it in Norway. But we didn't think of tapping into other sources of talent. And I don't know if you all remember Peter Kinnear. He was our former chairman. Some of you probably were around when Peter was around. But Peter and I had a discussion. He said, look, we keep hiring Houston engineers and Norwegian engineers, guys from Texas A&M. We seem to have a lot of them. Kansas City, Texas A&M. Yeah, okay. They're all good people, but we have too many of them. And so we